everybody, my name is Tanya and welcome to 25 Bookish Facts. So I'm a bit behind with this. I was tagged by Ness and Wonder Ness to do this tag quite a while ago now, but I was kind of saving it and waiting to do it as a bit of a celebration when I reached 100 subscribers, and I have. Okay, so I'm just going to interrupt past Tanya here for a little while and say things have changed a little bit since then. So this was intended to be a 100 subscriber celebration video. It was filmed a few weeks ago now and things have changed. So earlier in the week, Mercedes put up her beautiful covers tag that I had tagged her in and said some absolutely wonderful things about me that I'm still so overwhelmed. That was so lovely, and thank you so much for all the kind words, but the response has been huge. And so obviously a lot of you have come over from that video and watched my videos and have subscribed to me, and this has now turned into a 300 subscriber celebration because I'm now over 300 and I am just completely blown away by this week. So welcome to everybody who's new, and if anybody is subscribed to me that hasn't seen Mercedes at Mercy's Bookish Musings, please check her out because she is a fantastic booktuber and she's got such beautiful books, and all the things she said about me I can say equally about her, and I'll leave a link to her channel down in the description. So it works. I've got all these new people who are suddenly on the channel, so what better time to find out a little bit more about me and bring out the 25 bookish facts. So I'll pass back over to past Tanya now and get on with the facts. So bookish fact number 1. I've always been a reader. Have always been a reader. My mother was a big reader before me and she read to me a lot as a child, and so really instilled that love of reading with me. Fact number 2, I learned to count to 3 at a very young age because that was how many books I was allowed at the library, or at least that's how many books Mum said I was allowed at the library. And leading on to fact 3, once I discovered the library, I demanded every week when we went into town to do our shopping that we had to go to the library, and this was at age 2. I even had my photo in the local paper at age 2.5 in the library, holding up my book and library card over the desk to the librarians. I'll put a photo somewhere up here of me. I've still got the clipping, of course. They said I was 6 when I was 2.5 in the caption, but you know. And fact number 4, I then grew up to work behind that very library desk that I was handing my books up over. When I was in year 10 and we had to do a work experience week, I chose the library after some suggestions from my mother because I didn't want to do work experience at all, and by the end of that week I didn't want to go back to school. I loved my week in the library so much and I just wanted to stay there. Fact number 5, in fact all of my jobs have been library related. So I started as that work experience student, I came back as a shelver after school, and once I graduated school I came back first as a casual and then as a permanent part-time library officer, and my roles have kind of gone from there. Fact number 6, despite the fact that I've always worked in libraries, I still buy a lot of books. Fact number 7, including my mother's collection, we own over 1,500 books between us. And fact number 8, approximately 800 of those I have not read. Fact number 9 is I have a spreadsheet that tells me this. Fact number 10 is I also have multiple spreadsheets that track my progress on various lists. Because fact number 11, I have list and spreadsheet obsessions. And it's a wonderful, wonderful problem. Fact number 12, I'm going to stop doing the hands thing now, it's getting too complicated for me. Fact number 12, I am completely guilty of judging books by their covers. You see my shelves, you know it's true. And fact number 13, I own approximately 130 books designed by Coralie Bickford Smith of Penguin. And you've seen it, you've seen my Coralie Bickford Smith bookshelf. And a good 50% of the reason that I purchased those particular editions is because they were designed by Coralie Bickford Smith and I love her work. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I am interested in all the books. I wouldn't have bought something that I had completely no interest in just because it was designed by Coralie Bickford Smith, but it would have been a good 50% of the reasoning for some of it that I wanted that edition and I'm going to buy it to have a set now. Fact number 14, I have an e-reader, but if I like something that I read in e-format, I'm probably likely to go out and purchase it in book form. Fact number 15, some of my favourite authors as a child were Roald Dahl, were Enid Blyton, were Kay Applegate. I had a huge Animorphs obsession and I never quite got to the end of that series. I really wish I had of. I actually have completed my collection since then as an adult. I've completed the big set of the Animorphs books and I hope one day to be able to read right through the end because I got really close. More favourite authors as a child were May Gibbs, were S.A. Wakefield, both Australian authors. John Marsden, he is also Australian and more kind of young adult. Things like Ellen Montgomery and Laura Ingalls Wilder were some of my absolute favourites. And fact number 17, I still love reading children's books now. I think they're fantastic, and this is really topical because Leslie at Words of a Reader has organised Read Kids Lit Month, and I'm trying to read a few children's books this month to fit in with that, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Fact number 17, some of my favourite authors now are J.R. Tolkien, Agatha Christie, Juliet Maria, Douglas Adams and Jasper Fforde, and many, many, many more, but I think that is my top 5. Fact number 18, I don't like to read any one genre, but from a wide range of genres. I don't like limiting myself. There's nothing that I reject straight out of hand. For most things I'll give them a go, and I've got a hugely eclectic reading taste and I love it. Fact number 19, I love rereading. I am a great believer that you don't take everything in on the first time, and you discover so much more and so much more depth to a book rereading it a second time, and I couldn't go without rereading some of my favourites. I love the experience and I think it's fantastic. Fact number 20, I also love audiobooks. Now, I never thought I would like audiobooks. I kind of always thought, I'm not really sure about this idea. But for a while I had an hour each way commute to work, and audiobooks kept me sane through that. I don't think I could have done it as long as I did without the audiobooks to listen to. We also listen to audiobooks when doing various craft activities, usually cross stitch, and go to the point that you can concentrate and stitch at the same time, and I think that's fantastic. And I also take an iPod and listen to audiobooks when I walk, and I find that that helps make the walk go faster if you're really caught up in a really great audiobook. I think it's really motivating to just, you know, not think about it and just power through. Fact number 21, whenever I thought about what I wanted to be when I grew up, I always thought author, and it was just one of those things that was kind of in the background of, oh, you know, maybe one day. But I don't have ideas, and it's still something that I'm, you know, somewhat interested in, but I don't have the ideas to want to put down to get something actually happening. So maybe one day it'll be something that I explore, but for now. Fact number 22, I'm really bad at writing reviews. I always say that I'm going to review everything that I read on Goodreads, and then I get to the end of it and I mark it as having read, and I say, oh yeah, I'm going to think about my thoughts and come back to that, and it never happens. Fact number 23, this is one of the reasons I actually joined BookTube, is to try and get a little bit more articulate and a little bit coherent and maybe a little bit more regular about reviewing books and thinking about books and talking about books using my channel, and then that might flow into Goodreads. And I'm still trying to find my feet and work out what I'm actually doing here on BookTube and what this whole experience is. But I'm hoping that it'll be something that I might get more confident in someday, and that maybe there'll be some kind of personal growth that comes from this whole experience, and we'll just see what happens. Fact number 24, my dream is to live in a house with a library. Ness from Wonder Nest did a fantastic tour of the library bar room in her house, which I was actually grim with envy about. I thought it was a fantastic room, and some of the things that she found in there that are so old and so precious was just amazing. I would love to live in a house that had a library and you know, comfy chairs and a window nook, and just, that is my dream. Somewhere that I can display all my books at once and have them in the garage, in storage. I want the whole collection up there in its entirety and its beauty, and I'd probably just sit in there all day staring at them instead of reading anything. And fact number 25 is a confession. I don't actually smell books. I don't smell books, especially secondhand ones, as they can make me sneeze. Once again, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who's subscribed and everybody who's watching. I'm trying not to do the numbers watching thing with this, and it's not about numbers. I don't care whether it's one person or it's 100 or if it's 1,000. Like that's just insane. But you know, that part isn't the important part to me. As exciting as it is seeing things grow, it's the actual interaction with people. So I love when people are commenting and when people, you know, are interacting. That's the reason that I started doing this, and that's what I love. As always, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!